Hello and welcome. Welcome to CPR's Clubhouse Live. My name is CPR Jose Ortiz. And listen, my favorite month of every year is always April. And that has to do with the fact that one of my favorite artists of all time is joining us here, April. She's back March 22nd with her brand new song, Heart in Pieces. I had the opportunity to debut the song because of Tim Spinnick Schomer. Now 418 Freestyle sent me over the entire single. And why now? What did you choose to come back now in 2024? I've seen you in concerts doing headstands and a bunch of different flips, so why in 2024 did you decide to now release a brand new freestyle song?
Well, I wrote the song a couple years ago, and I was waiting for the right person to have the song come alive. So when I initially wrote the song, I'm in my studio right now talking to you. So I'm a music producer, a musician, singer, songwriter. So I was in the studio and I had a drum beat, and the drum beat was freestyle drum beat, and I've been wanting a song to come alive, but I didn't want to force it. So I had the freestyle drum beat, and one night I came into my studio and that song poured out of me. It was one of those songs where as soon as I said the first word, like the rest of the lyrics were there, the layout was there, and all I had to do was go back and put like the little synth with so I did that on my synthesizer, and then I sent it to the producer, and he just made it sound so amazing. And then I did the vocals. I did all the vocals here in my studio, and that's how the song came about. So it was kind of where I was just waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right person to bring the song alive. So I've been singing all along, like ever since, I guess the original freestyle days, we could call it.
The
And
Metropolitan days.
yeah. So I was really, really lucky that after that, I started a cover band. And the cover band got so busy. We were working every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And a lot of my clients really like freestyle music. So I had this great cover band, and then people that would hire me, and they loved that music as well. So even though I wasn't out on stage where people could see me, I was at private events kind of doing the same thing. So, and then the song came about, and I sent it out to a few of you guys, and it kind of took off like wildfire. And I wasn't expecting that at all. Like, I was so surprised and so incredibly grateful. It's just been an amazing experience. So
Well,
that's the
you know
short
that
story.
when we talk about freestyle music and we talk about who do we miss, what voice do we miss, and who we want to see come back, for me and the people that I speak to, it was like April, remember Metropolitan, remember this, remember that, and we just started going down the rabbit hole of all your songs, going back to 1987 and Special Love, which I discovered
Mm.
after I got the Someone to Hold 12-inch record in 1990. So for me, this is when I realized how much I love this music, and you're like the soundtrack of my teenage years, right? And my DJ years when I first started, and the fact that I got to experience Someone to Hold, which is a great record, but then you
Thank you.
go back and they were like, "Did you hear Right on Time? Did you hear Special Love?" And I'm like, "No, no." And people would be like, "Well, I have the 12-inch records," and then so I'll be trying to
Wow.
borrow them and trying to find them in my local outlets. So when it comes to the soundtrack of freestyle for me in our area, there's always been an April song in the mix, whether it be
Wow.
Right on Time, Someone to Hold. My personal favorite, You're the One for Me. I go back and forth with Someone to Hold on which one's my favorite. But you're back March 22nd, 2024, but it's always important to go back and talk about the origins of April. Now, what do you remember about your first release back in 1987? The hustle and bustle of independent freestyle labels. What do you remember about
Yeah.
Triple T?
Well, we did 52 shows in 9 months with Special Love. Like,
Wow.
freestyle was brand new. Like 84 was when the first freestyle record came out.
Right.
We recorded this maybe the end of 86, and it came out in 87. So it's very new. And we did a ton of shows. We went all over the country with that record. We had so much fun with that record. When I recorded Special Love, I had strep throat, I had a fever, and it was pretty amazing. Like, how you just, it was my first recording session with this, freestyle with Triple J, and it was so unexpected that after all of those shows and everything, like all of a sudden, like freestyle music was big. Everybody was out. There was all of these shows. So I remember at the time when we first started those 52 shows, from when we ended it, there was so many artists. Freestyle was booming. Every
Yes.
club. It was amazing. It was so much fun.
Yeah, and if you go
Yeah.
back to that era, there were three labels that they spoke of, right? It was Micmac Records, Cutting Records, and Metropolitan. And you were part of
Yep.
Metropolitan after the Special Love Project. How did you end up at
Yep.
Metropolitan?
So someone I went to high school with ended up going to college with Vinnie Politan and Jerry Salerno. And Jerry and Vinnie Jerry was the J. I don't know. Anyway, they were the Triple J. And then they ended up going and making themselves into Metropolitan. But it was just people I knew from school. And so we didn't know what was going to happen. This was also brand new. We went into the recording studio. We recorded the song. I was sick as a dog. Let's see what happens. And it was incredibly fun. And even more so now, more than ever, when I look back on 30 years ago, it's so incredible, even more incredibly special. Wow.
Yes.
It's like become a part of history. That's mind blowing to me.
And thinking about Salerno and Vinnie Politan, who's on Court TV, and I saw him today doing a special on a few things, and he even did a drop for me a few years back. No music, no vocals, just me on CPR's
Vinnie
Clubhouse
Politan.
Live, and those were iconic records because not only were you listening to the 12-inch record and all the versions that were on the record, the 12-inch, but you look forward to that Metro message, and you look forward to what's coming up in the future, what's going to happen in the future. And it's something where we celebrated all those records. No one can take those records away from me. I have them here, all in order of release date. All my April records are all together in a bunch. All my April CDs are all stored away. No one can touch those. I transferred them to hard drive, so whenever I need to play them on the radio, I play them. You may not be aware of what we do here, but in New England, we have an FM radio station that's 4,000 watts, and we've been playing freestyle for 35 years, and we never stop.
Yep.
So every
Thursday, that I know.
Every Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., and every Friday, 8 p.m. to 12 midnight, 6 hours a week. And now with social media and now with podcasting, we have it all out there for people to listen to. And I was truly, truly excited when I heard Heart in Pieces. I really loved it. It gave me When the Pieces Fall, Yolanda Mila vibe, and it gave me like a retro vibe, and it gave me a current vibe.
Yeah.
But then your voice is just right there. It's like you never left. Like you just picked off or you left off back when you stopped recording freestyle. And Tim Schomer and I have been speaking about this song for weeks now. And we're just talking about the quality of it. We're talking about what we love about it, the message in the song. Tim is a beat guy. I'm a lyrics guy. So everything's there. Everything's there. And I see that you're starting to get active in freestyle again. How does that feel? They told me you did a headstand or a flip or something last week.
I attempted to do my headstand. So when I do it at home, it's always fine. But with adrenaline, stuff like that, like my first time up on the headstand, I went over. So I don't know if everybody knew that was a complete fail. I landed on my back, but then I did one of these things really fast to make it look like I meant to do that.
Yes.
So, and then the second attempt, I got up on it. So I don't know if I'm going to do it again. My mom was like, I don't know, cut it from the show, but I don't know. It was kind of fun because I really enjoy doing the headstands at home and in the woods. I'm a hiker too. So
to see that.
I love yoga.
We're just going to have to, we're going to have to book you here in Massachusetts, but we're going to have to get a waiver and some, medical forms, and maybe we're going to have to get some insurance on you. But hey, man, we welcome the headstand.
I'm ready. I enjoyed it. I don't know. It was just, I like to have fun. Life is short. We all know life is short. I've been working on things for the show to try to make them a little different. Yesterday, I had my keyboard player in here, and we came up with a new intro for You're the One for Me, where for my next show, I'm going to start it off with a slow ballady kind of feel with the piano in the background, and then just hit it into dun 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 dun.
Well, the artistry is the fun part because I love that type of presentation where you present it in one manner, but then you go into the classic version of it.
Yeah.
We go again back in time. 1987, it was Special Love, Triple J turns into Metropolitan, and we get Right on Time in 1989. 1990, you had your album, and then three singles from the album: Someone to Hold, Bring Back the Lover in Me, and You're the One for Me, which is, like I said, my favorite, especially with that ad lib at the end in the
Thank you.
short radio version. 1991, Losing My Heart Over You. The magical album to me is just amazing. Is what you look forward to in a like a freestyle album. Just perfection. Like one song after another is just great. Even the songs that didn't make it to be singles, like Forever Lasting, is such a great song. And like I said, it's a fan speaking to you, because I've never let go of these records. I never let go of these songs. And then when I saw you, it was kind of intimidating to ask, but then it was so easy because the people that I work with, for when they freestyle, Tim Spinning Shomer, they're all like, "Hey, did you get the April record?" I'm like, "No, I want to listen to it." He goes, "It's so good, man." That Tim Spinning Shomer, just quick. And then I'm listening to it. I'm like, "This is really great." And then, I asked Gino Caporale, "Hey, can we get a interview going?" And it was so easy. And it's like, here you are with me right now, and I get to tell you how much of a fan I am, but I also get to welcome you back, and I also get to let you know that you mean a lot to our community, and the fact that now more than ever we need you, because we need quality back. And
Thank you.
you know how to structure songs, you know how to write songs, you know how to compose them, you know how to produce them.
Thank you.
You're the total package behind the scenes. So thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
coming
much.
back. We need more like you to
I
come back and
appreciate it. I mean,
battle.
thank you. I mean, I love music, and with this record too, I really wanted it to sound like it could go right on the magical album. Like that was something for me why I didn't just get it done right away. I really wanted to sound very, very authentic, and really, the universe was the one that dictated when that song was going to get done. It's like as in, I don't know how else to explain it, but it was just the producer that I ended up doing this with. His name is Marcus Kano. He's brilliant. Like when I first came to him with the idea of the song, I said I really needed to sound very authentic. Like I don't want it to be a modern interpretation of freestyle, or like I want it to sound like my records.
Yes.
And wow, he did such a great job with it.
Yeah,
Didn't
and
he?
like I
Like I
said,
sent him so
it's
good.
it's modern, but it has that classic sound. So
Yeah.
just fits right, right now,
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
now of freestyle. But
Yeah.
it still has what people love about it, and what makes
Thank you.
freestyle unique. So a big shout out going out to him, because it's not easy sometimes to have someone that may not be, completely into our genre, to be able to replicate or do this type of sound. But he did it. He did a
Yeah.
really good job. What
He
I
did.
want what I want is an extended version, like
Yeah.
those old school extended versions. That would be my wish.
On the way. Your wish is my command. Yes,
Thank you.
there's going to be remixes. That's going to be an incredible announcement. And then also what I want to do is I want to like reimagine the song too and kind of twist them up. So there's a lot of things that are going to happen because I've been in the studio for 30 years. There's so many things that I could do creatively that I could not do in the 80s. Even back then when it came to doing a show tape, we would take a piece of scotch tape and tape the sounds together in order to
Yes,
make the show tape. So it was very limiting in how creative that we could be when we went out on stage. So I am so excited about all of the shows coming up, and all of the songs will be exactly the way you want to hear them. But
that's
the
good.
intros and the transitions and stuff like that, I want to make
Excellent.
that interesting and also connect with everybody too. It's no fun to do a show. Like I could do the show in my house, but to go out
Yes,
the show, you're going out there to meet these people that are absorbing this music in their heart for all this time. And like that's such an amazing feeling. Like I cannot wait. What is that? Sorry, I can't wait to go out and do the shows.
we
Yeah.
can't wait to see you either. And the excellent part about being able to come back and structure the things the way that you want to structure them is that it's a bit easier now, right?
Yes.
I appreciate growing up in the era where we had the reel to reels and we had to cut it, and edit that way. Now we could do it with editing software, and it's much faster.
Yes.
So you can edit your songs together. You can edit your set together. You could blend beats together. You could speed something up, slow something down. So
Yep.
it's a great fact of having technology at our favor now.
Yeah, for
Okay, you
sure.
can
You want to hear a
create
funny
what you want to
story?
create. Yes.
Okay, so reel to reel days, we're going back into the 80s. So when we would go to our show, we would bring that reel with us, take it out of the little box and put it on
Hmm.
the reel. So I was on stage and I was singing, all of a sudden the music stopped. And I look up into the DJ booth and I didn't see my road manager. And then I saw his head popping up. I was like, what the heck is going on up there? Well, the reel popped off the deck and it unwinded all over the DJ booth. So he was down there trying to wind the tape
Wow.
up again, trying to put it back onto the reel. So I didn't know all of that when I was on stage, but I finished the show a cappella. So we just had a
Well,
big sing along.
and
I'll
that is
never
something
forget
that
that.
you don't see often. There are singers, there are vocalists, and there are people that can perform, right? And so if something like that happens, you can carry on, and
Yeah.
that's what I miss about the artistry and the vocalist, right? That you can go ahead and sing the song and make it sound the same way that it sounds on the record. But someone who's a studio artist is gonna say, "Well, the show's over. I gotta go," because they can't sing it a cappella, and
Mm-hmm.
they're a studio made artist. So we need that genuine thing where
Thanks.
we have you there like that. Um, let's shift for a moment and talk about your pop rock and your different forms of music that you're recording. Once you left Freestyle and left Metropolitan because you were so busy, when did you release? What type of music did you release?
So for a little while there, I focused on starting my band. So I was very lucky that when that transition into starting the band, I got very busy. Like we were a cover band, just doing all different kinds of music. Got very, very busy, and then I started recording at the same time. And just like in my house, not really thinking much about it, all different kinds of music. And then I started meeting people in the film industry, TV industry, advertisement industry, and there's so much music that they need. So I started sending my music out and started recording. Now I start recording for different publishers. So I do a lot of cover songs. I just did a great cover of "Sweat," "Gonna Make You Sweat" by CNC Music Factory. I
Wow,
just
I
did
want
it.
to hear that.
I just did it on piano, and I just sang, da 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 da, and just did my own like recreation of it. So that's what I've been doing. Is just this is my studio where I'm talking from right now, and so that's where I've been. I had song on Netflix, the OWN network, Discovery Network, Hallmark Channel. And that's been fun because I can really stretch my creative wings. And sometimes they give you briefs where they'll tell you what they want. I had songs where they wanted songs written for a runway. So those were different kind of feel, like very disco-y kind of modern-esque kind of songs. So, and I also have written under different pen names over the years as well, where you'll hear my voice in a lot of different music, but it's not the name that you would think. So that's
Right.
kind of fun too. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to give us any hints or any clues?
Sure. So April K, just the
Hmm.
letter K. I've done a lot of music with Push Audio, and that stuff's all over the place. I mean, we've written for so many different kinds of themes. It's very based for TV and film, so it has a cool vibe to it. But yeah, that's a lot of upbeat, fun, sunny road, dance, glamour, yum, like so many different titles. Now, there are a few April Ks, but when you hear it, I think you'll recognize if it's my voice or not.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you doing animation. I feel like you will be good at that, doing
Isn't
like
that fun?
voiceovers for like Tiny Toons or something like that. It's fun
Yep.
stuff. Fun stuff.
Yes.
They love you. They love you in Chicago. They love you in New York,
I love
in
Chicago. I love
different parts of the
New York.
world. How do you feel about all this time? People still love you. Like you never left.
I gotta tell you, when I went to Chicago, I could almost weep like thinking about it. I was so blown away to pieces. Like I got back to my hotel room and I wept. I I hadn't been to Chicago in years, and I got out on stage and everybody sang every word to every song. And I couldn't believe it. And here's the thing, like when you go out and you hear a choir or you hear an orchestra and they perform in front of you and you hear all of those voices, that's such a magnificent feeling. That's why people go out to hear that, right? So when you're an artist and the whole entire crowd is singing that, singing your song to you, I think it's just so incredibly overwhelming. I can't describe. So, but meeting the people, like when we got off stage at Chicago, like we didn't go into a dressing room. Like I walked through the whole crowd. I walked right through everyone and walked through the back because I kind of wanted to feel everybody. I wanted to meet as many people as I could, take as many pictures as I could, and thank everyone for keeping this so powerful.
Yes.
You know, like Freestyle stayed powerful. Going to that show was powerful. It was so, hearing people say, Someone to Hold was my wedding song. That blew me away. Really?
Yes.
That connection is incredible. So yeah, when I go out to the shows and when I went out just recently to Chicago, my mind was blown. I don't know how to express it into words.
Well,
It's something I'm so grateful
we
for.
used to we used to request your songs and dedicate them to our crushes. So I remember being I remember being a fan of the radio show that I host now, and they would be like, shout outs going out to this person, special dedication going out to this person, and it's someone to hold by April. We know that
Oh,
tonight he's looking for someone to hold. They use it as a tagline, or but
that's
and
amazing.
also being on bus trips and being outside with your friends, listening to our show Clubhouse Dance Music on local radio, and they would have contests on who can sound like the record, or who would know
Yeah.
the wording to it, or we didn't have mixers, so we would play the extended version of a song and dance the entire thing. And
Oh,
so
that's
that's why
amazing.
the repetition, and that's how we learn the lyrics, and that's how people sing it back to you, because they all sound like they know all the words, but if you were to pinpoint one person, they may be making up their own words to the song, but it's
I
because
love that. No,
that's
I
where
love that. That's so fun. And you
yeah,
know
it
what's
is.
so funny? It's really funny. I was practicing Right on Time. And I was at the second verse and I was actually like, is it the right? I forget what lyric it was, but I went on Google to check the lyrics and the lyrics were wrong. But it was just so funny because I was going to check the lyrics and then I saw
Yes.
that the lyrics were wrong. But I don't know. I don't care if everybody's singing the wrong words. It is just to see everybody so lit up. It, you know, I also do shows at hospitals. I do shows at Alzheimer and dementia hospitals, and it's one of my favorite things to do. Now, you have people that don't talk, but when they hear music, they come alive again. They tap their toes, they move their lips, and they want to feel the music. That's so innate in us as humans, And now you take music that for 30 years is high school memories, love memories, dedication memories, all of this. I don't take for granted how powerful that is. And that's what's really been so overwhelming for me too, with this, entry back in, if you want to call it that, everybody's, has a story for me. And that's just incredibly amazing.
It's funny because those people that listen to you in high school, junior high school, now they're parents, they're grandparents,
Yes.
then the next generation that listen to that music in their household, now they love freestyle music, and now they may have their own children and they like freestyle music. So it's this exposure of so many years and so many generations. We like to do family night here in New England, in my area, where we have everyone come, and it's grandmother, daughter, the daughter's daughter, and their children. I mean, it's just great. It's just so many generations. It's a free event, and we have many freestyle artists come and sing for them. But I love that. I love that we can pass that down, and the fact that there may be a 15-year-old discovering the magical album right now. To me, it's wonderful because they get to listen to what is great about this music.
And
You
who
know,
knew that was going to happen? That's what makes it so profound. When I went in to sing Special Love with my sore throat and fever 30 something years ago, I never knew. that we would be sitting here, Jose, here in 2024, talking about that experience.
Yeah, and the thing about that is that I know that the contracts weren't the best, right? I'm not sure how your contract is structured. None of my business. I know that people just wanted to be stars, right? And they wanted to be in music, and they wanted to touch people with what their art was. And it may have not worked for them back then, but now they can, the fruits of their labor are actually now paying off. One of the greatest examples that I can ever give is the dream girl Cynthia, where she may have signed a bad contract back in the day and may have not gotten her just due, but here we are in 2024, and she has a dream girl Cynthia cruise. She has all these different things that she's done, and I've been in conversations with her where she's like, I'm lucky now because here I am all these years later, and I'm singing dream boy dream girl, to people that know the lyrics and want to hear that 3 or 4 times in a set. Same thing with you. You could sing Someone to Hold. You could sing You Are the One for Me, Right on Time. All these great songs and just keep it moving. You could do the entire album and everyone in that audience will know the lyrics.
It's amazing.
It is. Wow. It's truly, truly amazing. And I can't wait for them to learn the lyrics to Heart in Pieces. Hopefully Google will get it right on this one. Now, again, it's going to be out on March 22nd. And what do you look forward to most about this release?
Oh, everything. What do I look forward to the most? The people that have been messaging me over the years, I look forward for them to hear it the most. There's people that have been saying to me, yeah, and they've been saying, when are you going to put the next one out? So it's for them. That's who it's for. It's for the people that have really, it's for everyone, but I guess mostly that, because I've wanted to deliver something so special to everyone. I really dreamt of doing this. So the fact that this happened is so incredible right now. I really did not think that when I put this record together that anybody would care. Like I don't know, I sent it out to a few DJs and I hit send, and within a few hours everything went crazy. That was so surprising for me. You guys are so great. Thank you so much.
Well, again, you have to give yourself credit for the impact that you have put forth since 1990 when the album came out. Again, is a soundtrack of our life. Here I am so many years later. I get to speak to one of my heroes, and I get to talk about her new song that's coming out in a few weeks on March 22nd, 2024. And to me right now, having this conversation with you is kind of surreal. And it's unbelievable to me because I never thought that I would have that opportunity to be able to look at the Someone to Hold cover, which is probably one of the best covers I've ever seen, black and white or like a bluish type, gray type, and it's something that I've looked at so many years and I admire that cover for some reason. It's just one of the best covers. And to hold on to those records all these years and not let anyone touch them, they're mint condition, you know what I mean? And they're like my prized possessions. So
so your condition, really, so
go ahead.
Your collection is in better situation than mine because I don't have everything. And that photo shoot for all of that, not for the magical cover, but for everything else. There was a hurricane that day, and you saw that hair I had in that picture. It was like a major thing to make sure we got that hair in the building. It's so funny. That's one thing I remember about like the 80s. Every time we were going to a show, it wasn't like the outfit, the shoes. It was like, get the hair in the building.
Yeah. There was
the Aquanet.
There was a shortage of Aquanet everywhere, and all the bodegas that had no more. They could upsell those. Aquanet $25 a bottle. They're like, we'll take 7. That's.
I'm telling you. Yeah, it was a lot of hair. I still have a lot of hair, but yeah, that's fun.
April, would you like to thank anyone before we let you go?
There's a lot of people to thank, and I don't want to miss anyone. But there are people that have been incredible over the years, and I'll be so upset with myself if I forget anyone. Harv Roman. I don't know if you know this guy, but way back from the very, very beginning, Harv and I used to talk on cassette tape to each other. I don't know if we talked on the phone. I think we did a few times, but I used to send him a cassette.
he would send me a cassette with Harv's voice on it. If you know Harv, and his nice, real low voice. Tim Schomer, The Hammer, Greg, Gino Romo. I mean, there's people that are spinning the nonsense out of this song. DJ Old School. Thank you so much to the DJs. And I'm going to be upset with myself for forgetting someone. So I don't even know, if we should keep that in, because I don't want to miss anybody, because I'm so grateful for everybody spinning it.
The promotion for this record hasn't even started yet, just so you know.
And Gino over at 418, he has been like, what? Like, so great. Deneen, she's a piece of work. I love her.
I love her
we met like so briefly 30 years ago. I don't know how many years ago. And I reconnected with her, I guess, a couple of weeks ago. And I swear she's like my sister from another mother. Yes. Love her. So I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody that's listened to the record. Like, the list is so long. And for me, I'm filled with so much gratitude. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I don't want to forget anyone, like everyone. Thank you. And my mom. Thank my mom.
Yeah,
my mom's my biggest fan. Now, my mom, when I first started doing this, I was right out of high school. So my mom had to go to every show with me.
Wow.
And she was there. She was rock solid. When we traveled, she did a lot of the traveling, but it was fun. It was a fun experience because I was so young at the time. So my mom was with me. And then as I grew, my mom didn't always go with me, but my mom would wait up until I got home because she wanted to hear everything about it. Like, she was always just such a great support, and still is.
That sounds familiar. I used to DJ at the bars, and I wasn't old enough to be there, but I was a DJ. And, they said, you have open bar. I'm like, well, I'm not old enough to drink. So I bring my mom, and, by the end of the night, they were like, I think you owe us money, but we don't have to pay you, you know what I mean? But, it's always great to have that family support. It's something that, I appreciate. My mom is my biggest fan too. She's always representing, our show and wearing our shirts. So it's always great. So April, March 22nd, 2024 is the release of your brand new song, Heart in Pieces. Everyone go out and get it. It's excellent. Highly recommended. The vocals are there. The writing is there. The production is there. Big shout outs go out to Gino Caporelli for putting this together. Shout outs go out to Tim Schomer for originally sent me the song. We've been playing on the radio, great response. And we're going to keep it moving. We need, it takes about 6 months for people to get used to a rotation of a song. So, we'll spin it for the entire year if we have to. And we hope
so much.
Because
thank you so much.
It is that good. And it is a great comeback record. I can't wait to see if we can get you in our area, because I'm sure that the audience will appreciate it. And April, thank you so much for your time.
I would love to come up there and meet you and meet everyone. And thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it. This was a lot of fun.
It's CPR's Clubhouse Live. Don't forget, April's brand new song, Heart in Pieces, is coming out on all digital platforms on March 22nd. You can go to her Facebook page. She has a link there to all the pre-orders. And we wish you nothing but the best. And if there's any vinyl, please let me know, because I'll be the first one to order.
You got it. Vinyl will be on the way.
Until next time, it's CPR saying goodbye. And remember, it's not who you love, it's how. Talk to you soon.